The next thing you're going to be working on in your argumentative essay is to start gathering information for your research. We will be needing to gather our information from websites since you are not at school and don't have access to any books. I am going to be asking you to gather your information from the web. So I have included in your assignments this week a research gathering information page. I have actually put 2 copies of it in there for you. So there are 2 on the first page and 2 on the second page. So you actually have 4 different sections where you can gather information. Remember, in your argumentative essay, you want to make sure that you are providing evidence that has data and statistics from good sources so that you can cite this evidence as a support for your claim. So please make sure that when you are researching that you are getting your information from a good source. Now, remember, when you are collecting notes for research, you are not writing complete sentences. So I have given you some boxes here for you to fill out the information from the website that you gathered your information from, and then I've given you a section to take notes from that website. So I would also like to show you an example now that I did this for on my topic. If you'll remember, my topic was smoking in public places and how I thought that needs to be banned. So when I went to start my research, I just put into my Google search effects of secondhand smoke, since my claim is that I think that people who are around others who are smoking get also some harmful effects from those people who are smoking. So I put in that in my Google search, and the first website that came up was the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and it had this website here that gave a lot of information about health effects of secondhand smoke. So I read this page and started seeing that there are quite a few things that people can have negative health effects who are around other people who smoke. So once I had read most of this page, there was actually a nice graphic here as well. What happens to children, what happens to adults. I read all about that. I did read a little bit about how it can cause cardiovascular disease in adults, how it can cause lung cancer, and also how it can cause SIDS. So those were some of the main things that were in this article. So what I did was I took this main information here, and I thought that this would be a good place to start with my first research information, because it's just a good general list of some health effects that happen with secondhand smoke. So as you can see, I filled out my information on my gathering information sheet from my website. So there was not one individual author listed on this CDC website, so I just listed the author and the site as the same thing. That happens sometimes when you see a site like a large site like the CDC, they won't list one individual author. So I just listed the CDC as the author of my site. I did list the title, Health Effect of Secondhand Smoke, and I do want to show you where I got this publication date. On this website, it was a little bit tricky to find that publication date because this is a website that is constantly updated. So it's a little bit tricky to see that this is just a one-time article, and it's not a one-time article. But what you can see is down here where it says page last reviewed was on February 27th of 2020. So that is the date that I used for my publication date, because I know that is the last date that this information was reviewed, and that would be the most current information that the CDC has on this topic. So back now over here, I viewed the data on 4/19/20, and then all I did to get my URL was I went into the website and I copied and pasted what was in the search bar, and I will show you how to do that now. All you need to do is come up here and left click here and then right click, and you can copy that. And then once you go back into your document, then you can just paste it into this box. Then you can see that I just took some quick notes from my article that I had read about secondhand smoke and the health problems. There was just a generic list for infants and children. I thought this information here about pregnancy was important, and then there was a specific information here about health conditions in adults, and I wanted to list that. So as you can see, I got all my information listed up here from my website, and then I just took my quick notes that I got from my website. Now, I would like for you to make sure that you're getting at least 3 pieces of evidence from 3 different websites. So it's going to be best if you could find 3 different websites. Now, if you can't find 3 different websites, I'm okay with 2, but still make sure that you're getting 3 good pieces of information to support your claim in your argumentative essay. And make sure that you take good notes so that when you go to write your argumentative essay, you will have an easy time getting your information from your gathering sheet. If you have any questions about the gathering sheet, please let me know.